I'm not angry you've not heard of these cocktails before, I'm just disappointed. The modern world has frazzled my brain to the point where any boredom at all is incredibly uncomfortable for me. Well, isn't that just a bit doom and gloom? Well, actually, no, because the way I see it is that my mind is just more able to appreciate new and interesting cocktails. Perhaps you're like me. So today I'm going to show you how to make 3 criminally underrated cocktails that are easy enough to make at home and so tasty I'd often serve these to guests at the bar, and then they come up to me on a busy Saturday night where I clearly can't interact with them because I've got 8 cocktails in front of me, asking me for the spec. This is a bicycle thief, a recipe from Zachary Gelnaw-Rubin and Abraham Hawkins for Dutch Kills, New York City. The recipe calls for a ½ ounce of a 1:1 simple syrup. I'll be using a little bit less of a rich one because it's all I had available and I'm lazy. But one thing I'll never be too lazy for is freshly squeezed citrus juice. I love the smell and taste of that little bit of lemon oil from the skin. Add ½ ounce of your lemon juice. Squeezing juice is also more messy and therefore more fun. And I will continue to do so until the economy gets, say, 15% worse. Add 1½ ounces of grapefruit juice. Add an ounce of Campari for that bittersweet goodness. Emphasize the bitter or the sweet depending on who you're trying to sell it to. Then add an ounce of gin. Most gins would work here, but I like to go for a citrusy one. Add ice and give it a shake. Get a glass from the freezer just so everyone knows how much of a special little mixologist you are, and fill your glass with cubed ice, and then put your combination of liquids in the cup. Add a splash of soda water as hydration is key. And finally add your grapefruit garnish. The Bicycle Thief is refreshing in a citrusy bittersweet kind of way. Thanks to the way our culture works, that bittersweet element makes drinkers feel grown up and a little bit sophisticated. A pleasant distraction from how material life milestones are increasingly out of reach. As a bartender, introducing someone to a new cocktail they love is always a great feeling. Seeing Derek across the bar, Bicycle Thief in hand, looking down in a condescending manner to the Aperol Spritz drinkers genuinely brings a tear to my eye. This is a Lorikeet, a cocktail from Shannon Mustipher's book, Tiki, Modern Tropical Cocktails. We're going to start off by adding my favourite amount of bitters to a shaker. Lots. No, I mean really get in there and take the piss. Then we're adding a bit of spice with a 1/4 ounce of cinnamon syrup, alongside an ounce of pineapple juice and 3/4 ounce of lime juice. Between childhood nostalgia and serious adult, decide how artificial you want your banana liqueur to taste, and then add a ½ ounce. Consider how tropical rye whiskey cocktails might be what's missing from your life and add 2 ounces. Add ice and shake, remembering to look your guest directly in the eyes, which is an important mark of respect in the bar world. This cocktail uses crushed ice. I don't care if you use cubed ice, I am not your dad, but you will have to go around life knowing you're that sort of person. I'll show you how to make some yourself later because I'm nice like that. Garnish with pineapple fronds and an orange twist. I like to express the orange oils from the twist over my drink. It's pretty and smells nice, just like your mum. Since I'm the drinks person in the friendship group, I often get asked what sort of cocktails I enjoy. And to be honest with you, after drinking the Lorikeet and the Jungle Bird, which is another fantastic tropical cocktail, I kind of just think that my favourite cocktail category is tropical drinks named after birds. Tropical whiskey drinks are underrated in the UK, which is a real shame. Like, the spiciness of the rye makes for an all-round good time. The Patience bitters gives a spicy, fruity anise character, adding a bunch of complexity. This is the Salarium, and it's a cocktail that I like very much from the part-time mixologist over on Instagram. This time my rich simple syrup is the tool for the job. Add ½ ounce. For some refreshing acidity, add an ounce of lemon juice, as well as an ounce of orange juice. Yes, that's right, more bitters. I'll address my overuse of them at the end. orange liqueur for even more citrusy goodness. Add half an ounce. Add ice and shake to chill and dilute. This is another crushed ice cocktail because I like to get a bit summery. On the top, we're going to be pouring a butterfly pea flower gin. You can infuse it yourself for colour and a little bit of flavour, or just add your gin of choice before shaking. If anyone's critical towards you for making a layered drink, just say that you enjoy a beverage that evolves over time. I'm going to go with the original spec and use Empress gin. And then we're going to make the drink smell amazing. First, we're going to express the oils of our lemon twist, along with a mint sprig, where you can join me in an ancient bartending ritual of slapping the mint against yourself and then the drink. This cocktail highlights how we drink without ice first. My primal brain goes, wow, purple on top. I used to think that was silly, like only flavour mattered, but then I realised I should just let myself enjoy things. The Solarium also makes me think it's a skill issue when bartenders say that orange juice in cocktails is a big no-no. No, naughty, bad, you call yourself a cocktail architect? A bit of advice that I often give people newer to cocktails is that things like bitters and aperitivos like Campari can provide an easy, not overly expensive way to add a bit of interest to a cocktail. You don't really need to add much per drink unless I've got hold of the bitters. They also don't really go off, so you don't have to worry about that. And if I'm being honest with you, one of the reasons I chose cocktails with Patience bitters and Campari in them is because they're both red, which as a bartender I learned it allows me to attract the attention of people who are a bit newer to cocktails, so I can better indoctrinate them down the rabbit hole of interesting drinks. There are of course plenty of examples outside of bitters and aperitivos. You can always experiment with what you've got available. You might make your own creative twist. You can actually make crushed ice fairly easily out of cubed ice. Let me show you a stupid video about how to make it that was only ever meant to be seen by some of my friends. You can use your conjuration powers to summon it from the void. Alternatively, you can crush ice yourself.